Once there was a small village surrounded by high mountains and green fields. Life in that village was slow and quiet. In that place lived a young man named Marco. He was only 24 years old, but his mind felt much older and very tired. Marco was always restless. From the moment he woke up in the morning until he closed his eyes at night, his mind never stopped working. Thoughts kept coming one after another, like waves in the sea. Some thoughts were about mistakes he had made in the past. Other thoughts were about things that had not even happened yet. These thoughts made him feel heavy inside. He felt nervous, worried, and weak. Many nights he could not sleep properly because his mind was full of noise. Even when he tried to rest, his thoughts would not leave him alone. Slowly, he forgot how to feel happy. He forgot how to smile from his heart. Marco often sat alone and wondered why his life felt so difficult, even though nothing bad was happening at that moment. He felt pain without any clear reason. His heart was full of fear and sadness. Sometimes he felt tired of his own thoughts. He wanted silence in his mind, but he did not know how to find it. He had tried many things. He talked to people, he tried to stay busy, and he tried to ignore his thoughts, but nothing worked. The storm in his mind continued. Every day felt the same, and every day felt heavy. One afternoon, Marco heard people talking about a village far away in the hills. They said that an old man lived there who was very wise. Long ago, this man had worked in a big city as a famous psychologist. He had helped many people who were confused, sad, or broken inside. People said he had a deep understanding of the human mind. Later in his life, he left the noise and rush of the city and chose to live a simple life close to nature. Now he lived quietly, surrounded by trees and fresh air. Sometimes travelers and visitors came to him, and he shared simple advice with them. When Marco heard this, something moved inside his heart. For the first time in a long while, he felt a small spark of hope. He thought, maybe this old man can help me. Maybe he knows something that I don't. Maybe he can show me how to calm my mind. The idea stayed with him. Day and night, he thought about meeting the wise man. Finally, he decided that he could not stay like this anymore. He packed a small bag, said goodbye to his village, and began his journey. The journey was long and tiring. Marco walked through narrow paths, crossed hills, and passed through forests. Some days were hot, and some nights were cold. His feet hurt, and his body felt weak, but he did not stop. With every step, he carried his hope with him. He told himself that this journey was important. After many days of walking, he finally reached the village in the hills. The village was very quiet. There were small houses, trees, and birds singing softly. Marco felt a strange calm in the air. He asked a local person about the old man, and they pointed toward a small house at the edge of the village. Marco walked toward it slowly. The house was simple and covered with green plants. Flowers grew around it, and the place felt alive and peaceful. On the porch of the house, the old man was sitting. His eyes were closed, and his face looked calm and gentle. He looked like someone who was deeply at peace with himself. Marco stood there for a moment, unsure of what to say. Then he gathered his courage and spoke softly. He said, "Grandfather, my mind is never quiet. I keep thinking all the time. These thoughts make me tired and unhappy. I want peace in my heart. Please tell me what to do." The old man slowly opened his eyes and looked at Marco. His eyes were kind and full of understanding. He smiled calmly and said, "So you are searching for peace. Come with me. I will give you a small task." His voice was soft but firm. Marco felt safe listening to him. The old man took Marco into his small yard. Then he picked up a glass and filled it completely with water. The water reached the very top of the glass. It was so full that even a small movement could make it spill. He placed the glass carefully in Marco's hands and said, "Walk from here to the end of the village and then come back. But remember one thing, you must not spill even a single drop of water." Marco looked at the glass and then at the old man. He felt surprised and confused, but he trusted him. He nodded and held the glass with both hands. Then he started walking. The path was narrow and the village was busy. People were talking, children were playing, shopkeepers were calling out, and dogs were barking loudly. There were many sounds and movements around him, but Marco did not look at anything else. His eyes stayed fixed on the glass. His whole attention was on the water. He walked very slowly, step by step. His hands were steady, and his breathing became calm. He did not think about his past or worry about his future. At that moment, the only thing that mattered was the glass in his hands. People noticed him and looked at him with curiosity, but no one disturbed him. He kept walking with full focus. After some time, Marco reached the end of the village and then turned back. He continued walking carefully until he reached the old man again. When he arrived, he felt tired but calm. He smiled slightly and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I did not spill any water." The old man smiled and nodded. Then he asked gently, "While you were walking, did you notice the children playing near the road? Did you hear the dogs barking or the people talking?" Marco thought for a moment and then said honestly, "No, I did not notice anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man smiled again and said, "This is the lesson. Your mind becomes peaceful when it stays in the present moment. When you are fully focused on what you are doing right now, there is no space for fear, no space for sadness, and no space for unnecessary thoughts. While you were walking, your mind was calm because it was not thinking about the past or worrying about the future." Slowly, Marco understood the meaning of the task. He felt something change inside him. He realized that peace was not something far away. It was not hidden in another place or another person. Peace was already inside him. It appeared when he stayed fully aware of the present moment. Marco bowed his head with respect and said, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want peace, I must live in the present moment. That is how the mind becomes calm." The old man smiled warmly. The sun was setting, and golden light filled the sky. Birds were flying back to their homes, and the village became quiet. Marco thanked the old man and began his journey back home. His steps felt lighter. His heart felt calmer. He was no longer the same restless young man who had left his village. He carried a new understanding with him. He knew that whenever his mind felt heavy, he could bring it back to the present moment. And in that moment, he would find peace. If you enjoyed this story, please like and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more meaningful and inspiring stories. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay peaceful.